disseminating all their info and hopefully
All right,
onboarding them.
I want to introduce you to Mr. Coney Prince. Coney is a motivational speaker. He has spoken all over the Southeast, and this is an awful introduction, but I consider him a friend of mine, and just wanted to have him come in and talk to you guys this morning. So at this point, I'm going to turn it over to him.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate it so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming.
Did you bring the donuts?
No, told me to stop right there. Came on the way in. Well, I want to introduce you to yourself. And I know this sounds crazy, but you are two men and a truck. Now, I want y'all to say that with me. When I say you are, I want y'all to say two men and a truck. Let's try it. You are
Two men and a truck.
Okay, you are
Two men and a truck.
All right, now look at somebody on your left and right and tell them, say, you are. Okay, now, I know that seems to be kind of a no-brainer. But before I tell you who you are, I want to tell you who you're not. You're not two robots and a truck. Okay, you're not two mindless machines and a truck. You're not two cyborgs and a truck. You're not half human and half machine. You're not even two animals and a truck. You are two men and a truck. Now, by the fact of your name being two men in a truck, that means there's a human element involved in it. You know, somebody once said that the best way to identify with the human is to be one. And I know given fact what we've even, or at least what I overheard earlier, you deal with some hair-raising situations on a daily basis. And I'm not just talking about at the job, I mean even getting to the job, the stuff you have to go through just to get there. But when you get there, each customer, they're looking for that human element. They're looking for that person that can identify with their issue. Because believe it or not, you are the headache, you are the answer to somebody's headache, you're the aspirin for somebody's problem. So you're there to solve their issue. But what they also need to know is that I have somebody that I can relate to and I can identify with. Someone that can sympathize with me and what I'm doing. When I'm talking about the human element, I'm also talking about the fact that I know that what you do is a lot of back-breaking work. And believe it or not, when I was younger, I used to do the same thing. Well, not moving. Well, actually, I used to work for a retail company in the warehouse. And every now and then, in fact, one of the delivery personnel couldn't make it, so they would take one of the warehouse guys and put them on the truck. And so I found myself having to do a lot of what you're doing now. Going to people's houses, being inside their home and helping to install their either washing machine, their dryer, or helping to set up their big screen TV. So I know what it's like to be in that position to where somebody's watching everything that you do. They're looking at you. They want to make sure that you're careful in their abode. But again, you're two men and a truck. One person can't do it by themselves. You have to look out for the person that you're working with, the other individual. If you see something where there's a trip hazard or something that they may have overlooked or forgot, speak up. Tell them, say something, even if you have to stop the process. Don't let what you have to do get in the way of what needs to be done. I'm going to say that again. Don't let what you have to do get in the way of what needs to be done. Now, what I mean by that is this. Let's say you're moving a piano, but the owner of the piano wants to explain to you the sentimental value of it and how important it is to them. Now, you could just brush them off like, okay, look, I'm just going to take and put it on the truck, or you could take a couple of minutes. You can give them that attention that they need to help you understand this is important to me. This is valuable to me. It has sentimental value. Be careful with it. Again, don't let what you have to do, which is move the item, get in the way of what needs to be done. And that is to actually address the individual, to make sure that they understand, I'm here to help. We're here to help. You called us. We are, for lack of a better term, the heroes in the situation, because we're here to do something that either you can't do or don't want to do. So again, don't let what you have to do which is a job. But don't let that get in the way of what needs to be done. And also, even with that human element, it's being able to actually, I don't want to say sympathize, but they need to understand that you have their best interests in mind. Don't be a solution and a problem. Be a solution to the problem. My father-in-law asked me one time to come over and help him install a toilet in his house. And I'm not mechanically inclined at all. I'm not a plumber. I'm not even good with well, I can do some small things around the house, but when it came to me helping him put the toilet in, I was of little to no help. I did everything that he asked me to, but I really didn't have that experience. So then he called a friend of his. He came over. He helped, but he complained the whole time. He complained about what he could have been doing, where he could have been. He was a solution and a problem. Because after a while, it's like, look, you can just go. I'll get somebody else. I mean, if it's that much of an inconvenience for you, you don't need to be here. My thing is that when you are servicing your clients and your customers, make sure that you are a solution to the problem, not a solution and the problem. And what I mean by that is, even with your attitude, I know a lot of stuff that you do is hard work, and I know that you get tired. I know that you have long days. I know that there are times when you just really, you don't want to smile. You don't want to go to the next house. Or in fact, when you get there, you start sizing up. Okay, you got to go around the back. We got to go through this mud. You got to carry the flight step. There are a number of things that are going through your mind. In fact, but again, the person that you're dealing with, they're looking for two men and a truck. That they are looking for that human connection. They are looking for you to understand, okay, you're here to help them. And I know after a while, it gets monotonous. And I know that you are an expert in what you do. But even having to explain that to the customers, having to take that time. And I worked for that retail company in the warehouse. Oftentimes people that would come in the store, they would look, they would say, oh man, that's a nice 27-inch TV. It's on sale, I'm gonna get it, and I'm gonna take it home. They go out there, they buy it, they pay for it, they get around to the warehouse, they pull that car around, and they say, okay, well, put it on the back seat. I said, sir, it's not gonna fit. No, it'll fit, put it on the back seat. Sir, it's not gonna get past the tower. No, it'll fit, because in their mind, they're imagining the box on the seat. And true enough, the box could fit on the seat. It couldn't get past the tire wall, because the back doors is slanted, the tire wall is there. You can't, so I can't tell you how many times I did. I would pick the TV up and just put it to the door. And I mean, it's not like I would just kind of I told you so. I wouldn't do that. But I mean, I would try to get it in there, but I would help them understand, I've done this before. It's not going to fit. Well, no. Well, it's like, I'll get it, let me try. And I'll just stand back and wait. I had to give them that opportunity for them to understand what I already knew. It's not going to get past the tire wall. Now, it'll fit in the front seat because the front door is straight. Open the door, put it in there. So what you telling me that my wife got to ride in the back? If you want it in the box, she does. I mean, if you want it in the box, she does. Now, if you want me to, I can take it out of the box and put it on the back seat and put the box in the trunk. Well, no, I don't want to take it out of the box. Well, sir, the only thing I can do is put it in the front seat. And so then they have a decision to make. I didn't try to make it for them, but I gave them the information they needed in order for them to make their decision. And then what you're doing in your delivery, there are things that you're going to see that they don't see. Things that you know that they don't know. But you have to give them an opportunity to get up to speed, to get to where. But you have to do that by communicating to them. In fact, you have to explain to them and give them a chance to process it. Because in your mind, okay, I know what we have to do. In fact, we have to take it out of the box, we got to take it, we got to turn it, we got to put it up here. And you have already mapped out what you have to do, because guess what? You have 2 other jobs to go on. Okay? But still, you have to make sure that they understand, okay, for lack of a better term, I'm the expert in this. I've done this before, okay? And I know what needs to happen. But you can't come across arrogant. You can't come across high-minded. They don't need to feel that you're looking down on them. They need to understand that your expertise is for their benefit. You know, in fact, whether it's putting blankets on mirrors and dressers, I've moved more times than I would care to. But even with that, I noticed that I needed some help. You know, when I was in college, when I first started off, moving was simple. I would take a sheet or blanket, put it in the room, just grab everything and throw it in there and tie it up and put it in the trunk. Here's the living room, here's the bedroom, here's the kitchen. Because I didn't have that much stuff. But as my college years went on, I got more stuff. So I needed some help. I mean, there came a point in my life where I knew I couldn't do it by myself. And again, you are two men in a truck, not one person, not one man. And then, of course, you know, I know that there are times, even like you mentioned, there are three of y'all in the truck because the job is just that big. So again, you can't do it all by yourself. Not only, in fact, do you need your coworkers, but you also need to know how to actually communicate with your customers because you are the face of the company. I mean, they see the commercials. I don't even know if they know who the owner of this franchise is, but when you show up, you are the face of the company, and that is so important because they get the impression of what the company is based on you, on your interaction. How many of you have ever gone to a restaurant and you've had a bad experience? Raise your hand. Anybody? Okay. Now, you probably can't even tell the exact details of what happened in that restaurant, but you just know you had a bad experience. Maya Angelou said, people will forget what you say, they'll forget what you do, but they'll never forget how you make them feel. Imagine if you went to Ruth Chris and you got there, nice restaurant, you sat down in your chair, it was wobbling. I mean, just kept aggravating. Every time you move, it would tilt. Okay, all right, so you kind of give them a pass on that. In fact, but then you notice every now and then, every 2 or 3 minutes, in fact, the light on your table would flicker, would flash. Why is that happening? And you say, sweetie, I'll be back, I'm going to the restroom. You get up, you go to the restroom, you find that one of the stalls isn't working, the hot water isn't working, and in fact, when you flush the urine, it overflows. Now, of course, all of this, none of this has anything to do with the food. It may even have anything to do with the service. But those little things, it goes to the experience that you have at that restaurant. And the first thing you saw is, in fact, Ruth Chris is starting to fall off. Simply because of those little things. Well, even being two men in a truck, those little things, that extra time that you spend talking to the customer, making sure that they understand that we are going to take care of your stuff. We're going to treat it not like it's our own, but better than our own. We're going to make sure that it gets from where you have it to where it needs to go safely, in one piece. We're going to do everything in our power to make sure that happens. If they walk away with that feeling, with that understanding, with believing that these people have our best interest in mind, they'll keep calling. They'll keep coming back. And that's what you want. You don't want people to have an experience with you that is a negative one, because again, they'll tell all their friends, no, don't. In fact, don't call them because they did this or they didn't listen to me or they rushed me. They were too hurried. They didn't pay attention to what I had to say. They didn't care about me. Again, going back to those emotions, your experience, the experience that the customer has, it needs to be such a positive one to where they are happy to refer you. They say, when you need somebody to move, call them. They're kind, they're courteous, they inform me, they educate me, they listen to me. Most of the time, most of the individuals, in fact, that you're going to deal with, in fact, may be female. Okay? And so just having that extra time, to listen to their concerns and help them understand what your goal is, which is to service them. And so they need to walk away with that feeling that they're not dealing with two robots in the truck. They're not dealing with two cyborgs in the truck. They're not dealing with two animals in the truck. Because we are two men in the truck. I didn't know if y'all ever did. All right. You think anything else?
That's it, man. I appreciate it.
All right, you're welcome. Well, thank y'all.
Thank you.